I just shut it off. I had enough, Chris. I couldn't deal with that anymore. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Platinum City Gaming Live. What's going on, Chris? What's going on, Andre?
Nothing much. What about you guys?
What's going
on? Nothing much, man. Hanging in there. It's a lovely, lovely Monday to talk about gaming.
Yes, it is.
First, let's start off with how bad Xbox sucks. No.
we all know that.
Wrong year to say that. Y'all could have said this last year and the year before, but not this year.
Yeah, man. Well, good comeback for them, I think. Good comeback here. Oh, God, it scared the crap out of me. I have a laptop on over here, and all of a sudden it just started making a bunch of noise. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? But I forgot to mute my laptop.
No, that's fine. We heard in duplicate what was meant to be said, that Xbox sucks. So
yeah,
I like how you believe that.
I was just about to say that Van did that on purpose because he said it twice.
I know.
Maybe.
It was like an accident.
Maybe. No, but I got chocobos in my house now too. I forgot to mute my phone.
Nice.
So before we get into Gamescom, because Gamescom will definitely take up the whole show, I just wanted to go over real quick. Big day. Last weekly, we had a few big players come through to our Smash Weekly. We had the #1 player in New England, Mars. He came, and that was awesome. That was really cool. He is the... actually, no, he wasn't the first person. Pug West beat KC, which KC was undefeated. And ended up winning a monthly. He came to, I think, 4 events, and in all 4 events he was undefeated. And then Pug West put him in the losers bracket, and then in the losers bracket they met again, and KC beat Pug West this time. But then in the championship, he played, it was KC versus Mars, and Mars ended up winning. So all the videos are up on YouTube. They should be up on the ssb.platinumcitygaming.com very shortly, probably within the next day or two. So, but the videos are up on YouTube, so check out Platinum City Gaming YouTube page. Yeah. Awesome matches, awesome matches last week. So a couple surprise wins too. So altogether, the event we had 16 people, so more and more people are coming. 16 was the most we've had so far. So
nice.
Yeah, so exciting stuff. Exciting stuff. So, but other than that, still playing Batman. Playing away at Batman. I like it more and more I play it. Yeah,
I told you, man.
Very good story. But funny story, Andre. I brought Final Fantasy Zero home because I'm going to play it after I'm done with Batman. I'm gonna beat that game. I can't not beat that game. So
man, I can't do it, man. I can't do it.
I'm gonna make myself do it.
You got to do it before 15 comes out, and God, before 7 comes out.
Yeah, definitely. Have you beat it yet, Chris?
No.
No.
And I haven't even played it. Like, and ironically, like this past weekend, I'm like, I've got to play it. I got to do it. I may boot it up this week. I'm just like,
oh, Chris, you have typo?
Yeah. Yeah, dude. They came out.
Me too, man. Me and Ben was talking about how much we haven't really liked it. So,
now,
have you made it? Have you made it like a little further in the game to let us know if it gets better?
I will. Now, and see, it's awkward of how the game is, and I'm out of the first area. Like, I think I did the first boss, and you know when you're in control of the summon, and like, if you time it right, you can one-shot them, and like, that's how I won because I think I died the first time, but I restored something, and then now I'm off onto that second section or whatever, but. I have to agree with Van when he said the thing that throws me off most about that is the camera. Like,
oh my God, it's bad.
It's a PSP game. You can tell it, but it's a polished one for PS4. However, we don't need those blurring effects. Like, oh no, but I have hope for it. I'm probably going to plug away at it some more this week and this weekend, so I'll keep you guys up to date. And god awful, I'll probably stream it too. So
I've been actually doing a lot more streaming myself. I've been playing every time I play Batman, I stream. But I'm gonna start doing a Showtime gaming kind of like thing, where I just any game I play, I'm going to always stream. I said that before, and I started to do it, but my issue was I actually stopped gaming, so it wasn't that I was playing and not streaming. It was just I haven't had time to play. So I'm making it a point now to get into it. I'm even starting to hop into the indie games. So before I used to be like Showtime on Batman, Showtime on this, but I think I'm just going to literally just put, Showtime on gaming and make it a little bit easier, so that way people can kind of follow my journey.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
I mean, that's the way you do it, because like I'm sitting here also thinking every time I have to switch my title, and every time it's like, what game you play? I'm like, okay, look, because when I started playing, Borderlands. Yep. So streaming Borderlands, then I switched over to the Diablo, and then I'm just kind of like, you know what? I'm just gonna leave the same damn title for every single one.
Yeah.
But you know what I like is because like getting to streaming and anybody can watch, and like I was in a conversation with, whatever this kid was, like middle of the night one night, but it's that cool thing because we just shot the shit. We didn't know one another, and he was like, yeah, I'm thinking about picking it up, and we have a clan and stuff like that. So I like that aspect. Holy mother of God. Of being able to...
your lag is killing me on your video, so I'm gonna put this up here for right now.
Oh, is it that bad? I'm gonna work on this. Let's not put my pedophile picture up.
do you have a better one I can use?
I'm gonna. This is why I don't take photographs. See, that's what you could see that picture anytime you go into any like elementary school or anything like that. Or go to the sex offender site, whichever one you want. I'm sure that picture is gonna be up there.
That's too funny. Look at that. That's a beautiful smile.
Hey, God, my God! Like now, that's constipation right there, man. Move the pedophile. See if the video smoothed out.
All right, hold on a second.
You know what? Maybe.
So move the pedophile.
Oh my God! Like, hold on. I like it. It's only half. Because I hooked up my other camera that apparently my PC can't handle for whatever reason, but that's another show. Is it somewhat more tolerable?
Yeah, it's good. I'll keep it on there.
Fine.
Since you hate the other one so much.
You know what? I love the pedophile picture, and that's actually on my Christmas card. So I'm like, we'll go ahead and post that when I do the PCG Christmas card this year. I'll put that on there with a nice little stocking and shit.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
No, man. What I'll do is I'll just spend the entire thing straight.
There you go. Just don't move. But then if you don't talk, I'm gonna be like, Chris.
What I'll do is we'll put me as the Japanese one.
Okay.
It's like I'll talk and then my mouth.
We gotta make Japanese cartoon of all of us, and that will be our picture. Is the Japanese? Like, I'd love to see what I look like in anime.
Yes.
Oh man, that would be cool.
we need to find somebody to do that.
That's too funny. One last thing before we get into the Gamescom, or should I say the Microsoft Con. Portable Steam machine. It gets a price. So I guess they're coming out with a portable Steam Boy, they're calling it, and they're talking about Q4, so October, December of 2016, and pre-sales will be available starting November 10th, and it will cost $300. What do you think about $300 for a portable machine?
A laptop, essentially? Is that what it's going to be?
Nope. It's going to look like a Vita.
That plays
Steam machine.
Andre, you go ahead and take this initially.
Just to give you guys a little specs real quick before you go, Andre. 4 gigs of memory, 720p touchscreen, HDMI output, Bluetooth and Wi-Fi connectivity with a 32 gigabyte internal hard drive. And it runs Valve Steam OS, which is designed to run Steam. So go ahead, proceed.
From what I heard, like you were just saying, giving this a little detail on it, 4 gigs ain't gonna be enough for when you're a real gamer. You know, once again, you have to end up getting a hard drive or whatever the memory card is, and it's gonna end up running more money. So we might as well say it's pretty much 400 compared to 300 because you're gonna need more space with that. The controller, they say, is supposed to be similar to the Xbox 360's controller. It's like a Wii U pad almost, but with Xbox buttons, pretty much. Mm-hmm. But I mean, it's good because there's a lot of games that I can't play portable. But how do I feel? I don't know. I really don't have a. I mean, it's good, but I get it. I have no idea. I'm looking at it while I was speaking, so I'm trying to look at it while I'm talking to you guys.
I don't understand what Steam's obsession is with these touch controls.
I haven't got to use a Steam machine yet, so I'm not 100% sure. But I haven't heard anything bad, especially if they're going to continue doing it with the portable. So I'm kind of interested in what they're gonna go with that. $300. I mean, the 32 gig internal hard drive is the best that they've sold on any portable, so that's great. One thing, Andre, you got to remember with this is with Steam, it's going to be streaming, so there's really no game that you have to download. Yeah, that's what the Steam box really is. Is it pretty much? Okay. Well, actually, you know what? That's a good question. That's a good question because I don't think it does stream. I think this device they'll probably have. I don't know.
What else can they do? Do they put games on USB drives and have you plug it into the system? If you're saying it's streaming, then this is a different idea for me. If it's streaming, I actually enjoy. I can actually agree with that one only because you got things like Netflix that stream and they run perfect for me for the most part. So I mean, if you got Wi-Fi, you're pretty much set, I guess. But what happens when you don't? You have an obsolete system.
I think that's what the 32 gig internal storage is, because I think it will let you download it too. So I think
that would be cool.
I think something that they're going to probably incorporate is a big thing that the Shield does very well is it lets you stream off your computer. So I bet you it will let you stream off of like your PC and stuff like that. Not much has really come out about it, so I'm kind of interested in what they're doing. And I'm just glad that Steam is actually aggressively attacking consoles by doing their machines and stuff like that. I don't know how I feel about how they're doing it. I think how they're doing it isn't really right, but I'm glad they are doing it. I'd rather them shoot and miss and eventually fix themselves later. I mean, how often did Google do it? I mean, Google didn't fail as much with a lot of the stuff they did. They were very successful in a lot of their their shots. So I guess you can't hate on them too bad for it. But I mean, at least they're not. I think Steam realized they make a killing. People buy hundreds of Steam games and don't even play them. You know, like I have friends that have Steam libraries that are bigger than most people's DVD collections, and they haven't even played maybe 75% of them. And I mean, when I say haven't played, I mean haven't even picked it, haven't even turned it on with those games. So with all that being said, it makes it interesting, you know, with how popular they are. People, $3, $4 games, $2 games, people are spending the money on it. And then you get a big title game that's like $15. People are going to spend the money on it. So I think that's cool, and I like that they're making it portable now too. But I still think there's a lot of problems that they have within the system themselves. I think they opened it up to too many companies. I don't like that, where I have too many options for a Steam machine, so to speak. Like they have Alienware, they have Acer, they have all this. Like if you're going to do that, then provide me the OS so that way I can install it. They have a beta version, which I have trouble running it on a PC for some reason, but I haven't really played with it, but it gives me no real reason to try to install that. But again, I want to dabble in it. I want to dabble in it, but I need a more powerful graphic card, and the one that I have right now in my stream PC is I don't want to play with this with my games and stuff. So. But I plan on building a better machine for PC gaming, so hopefully I might start a little fund me for the lounge to get some MSI gaming laptops in there. so that way we can start running some LOL and a couple other games that are really PC oriented that people can compete against. So I really want to get PC gaming into there a little bit more. So, but all in all, I think it's interesting. I'm curious on how well that's going to work, especially.
That's the word that you have.
What was that?
That's the word you have to use for this. Like, it's interesting. I don't know what else to really say with that. It's interesting.
Right. And like my whole thing is, do you really want to go in a market where Nintendo DS dominates? Like they dominate.
Yeah, that's another thing.
But it's because of the crowd of people that use it.
Yeah.
Now we're on this topic real quick before we get. This will be the last thing before we get onto Gamescom. So what do you guys think that caused? And would you agree that PlayStation, Vita, the last one we're on Vita, right? Yeah, Vita. Would you guys say that Vita failed, or do you think it just kind of faded away because it's older? What would you say more, that it failed or it faded away?
It failed.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, it did fail, but I think it's just like what you just said with the Steam Machine coming out. It failed only because the DS offers such variety. Even though we might not want to play the certain games that come out for it, but what this system can do that PS Vita didn't do is give really, really good games from the start.
Okay.
And I think that the PSP then going into the Vita never gave like a real good game to make you want to go get that. And I think that was the only downfall it had. It wasn't like people complained about the controllers. It was just in general, people didn't like the games that were on it. People weren't interested.
Okay.
I was shocked actually. I used to always want an Xbox handheld and like something I could play Xbox games on handheld, but after seeing the PS Vita field, I was like, now I'm actually glad they didn't, because I'm like, I don't know what you can do with that. I don't want to play Halo on a little small screen, I guess. So I don't know. I mean, to me, I agree with Chris. It kind of was like a fail.
Now, Chris, with you saying that it failed, I know me and you we both own one. We'll go to the PSP in a minute, but did you like it though? Like, would you say you had it and it did what it needed to do?
The Vita is a great system. It
Right.
failed based on the memory.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
flat out.
Okay.
I mean,
all right.
it's a strong, beautiful system. The physical aspect of the system, not for everyone. I would have liked to have seen maybe grips be included in it, in a way, because bigger hands. I mean, your hands can get caught up on it. But the biggest thing is, if you're not going to offer internal memory, why go proprietary? And Sony has done this more often than not. To me, if the memory was universal, I'll just pick on SD cards. If it supported SD cards, we would have seen better Vita sales. We would have seen more interest from developers to bring over better games. Now, from that being said, it caters itself to indie games almost flawlessly. It
does.
For previous libraries, I mean, the older libraries it does. There's a few decent new, I guess if you want to call them new gen games.
You know what would be perfect for?
Not a lot
is the
backing.
PlayStation
What?
Now. The PlayStation Now. That is a prime example of something that it would be perfect for. Is the PlayStation Now. I love my PlayStation Vita. Love it. I have no problems with the specs as far as physically. I like how it handles. I think it plays amazingly. Like, even with the remote play, I think everything about the system is perfect. Their main flaw was not allowing you to use SD cards. And if they weren't going to use SD cards, put a hard drive in it. Why have a specialty? Why have a specialty card for it that costs crazy amount just for a 32? Costs like $100 for a 32 gig, and if you have anything less than a 32 gig, you don't have a good number of games on your Vita. Yeah. So if you're not going to provide the cards, then you need to provide the service to have it stream aggressively. You know what I mean? If you're not going to use the storage, but I think the Vita came out at the worst possible time as far as where technology was for what it wanted to do. I think it came out at the birth of solid-state hard drives, which could have saved the console, but the console would have been bigger. It would have been more the PSP way. But I don't know what the reason for them not using SD cards. Like, I'm so curious. Was it about money? Was it because Sony wanted to stick with their cards because of the PSP, and they were like, "Listen, this failed, but let's make this work"? Was it one of those things that they just forced it and it failed completely? Like, what?
No, I think Vince, like you said, if they had done something like how the PlayStation Now is, if they had put that over on the PS, I think that could be something that could help it a lot. Like playing classic games on it alone would be enough for you to like want to sit there and play that system. So right. I mean, I think it needs something like that. You know what I mean? But it's to me, like I said, it's a fail, but it's not, because there's certain gamers out there that look at stuff like the Kinect, for instance. I hated Kinect when it the Kinect to me was the worst idea ever for gaming. And even though it wasn't a handheld or nothing, but there was kids and stuff and families that started buying them because they want to try something new. They were like, "Let me try this. It's something new. I can play with my family. I can play certain games." But it was a fail to me.
Chris is taking us on a field trip. Sorry.
You know what? That's
yeah, but I think it was a good idea to try. I mean, at least they tried it. You know, they can at least say that.
My thing is the Kinect. Okay, and we're a little side tangent since you brought it up. I have plenty of people that think the Kinect is a great accessory. You know, but to be the main marketing point, it's too gimmicky to do that.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
And it's not a slam on Xbox. It's, to me, we've gotten into this discussion before. You bring the Wii mentality over into a hardcore gaming environment.
Yeah.
And the BS excuse I heard from Sony was security.
That's what.
Special.
Oh, wait. Security for what?
Okay.
The reason why they use the cards?
The memory cards. It's to prevent people from hacking the system.
You kidding me? People hack it fucking anyways. How well did that work with PSP?
Well, and okay, but the PSP, they used their Sony memory stick, and believe me, I'm not standing behind this. They used the Sony memory stick, which was already in production for a good bit. So the prices were a little higher, but they weren't astronomical. They weren't 32. For 32 gig, it was what, $100 for the longest time.
Right.
And to me, it's like Sony set the handheld industry back, and, you know, that's exaggerating, but they set themselves back 10, 15 years.
Oh, yeah.
Because if you look at it, SD cards, portable memory card, it's
not a new invention.
No, it's not. So it's like, and my thing is, you could have had your happy medium, get the adapter, and then have the micro, so you could still have the storage, and if you needed the security or the encryption, then you could have just had that medium right there between the memory and the system. But okay. Dude, that's just BS. To me, it's money. It's all about money, and if they can get us to buy it, they will.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I mean, I think that was their 100% their main issue is the memory. That was the single-handed most frustrating thing I had to deal with my PSV. Other than that, I love the games. Hotline Miami is what I played the most on there. I love Street Fighter on there. I love Mod Racers. Like I love the console. It was sad when I first saw the PSP. I loved the PSP. I thought the PSP was the greatest thing ever at that time. But I just think people were just like, what am I spending this money on? Like Nintendo DS, it's a product. It's a great product. They have tons of games. That market is there for it. So I'm a little nervous for Steam, because when people buy Steam, what do they want to do with it? They want to play with power. You know, they want to play, even though most of them playing the indie games, they don't want to travel so much. You know what I mean?
Well, and okay, here's my thing though, and this is where I'm kind of a little worried and frustrated with it, is like, why are you pushing off or coming out with a portable for a console, not a console, gaming system that is stronger than consoles, and you're touting that the graphics are lesser than the console ones.
Right.
You know, that's what frustrates me because, and I'm not saying that all PC gamers are elitists, they have a superior gaming system. Don't give us a console for gaming. Okay. You know, the specs they gave, you're not going to be able to run PC gamings as efficiently as you would on the handheld. And I mean, my thing is, I have the PlayStation TV and everything. I can stream fairly well, but there's still hiccups and glitches some of the time.
Okay.
You know, so and unless Steam has improved it recently, they've been having problems with their streaming service. It's not as flawless as what they touted it to be.
Okay.
So that's where my concern with. Do I want it to fail? No. But you want to know something? Give me a 4K handheld. If you want to, I hate you. If you want, if you want me to look at the Steam mobile, you know what? Give me 4K on it. Give me what we want out of the Vita.
I think we're getting there. There. It's just
that would be hot.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't see them. I don't know. We'll see. I don't want to ruin Andre's chance because this is Xbox and Xbox actually does something good, and we're just like, yeah, well, okay, well, that's today's show. That'd be awful. So I won't do that to you. All right. So Gamescom. Gamescom was Tuesday, the day after our show last week, and I would say, all in all, Xbox killed it. Actually, I haven't watched any other things other than the Xbox, to be honest.
Yeah, it was pretty much them, which I told you guys when we were talking about it. I knew it was going to be, because I've seen so much articles and so much people say that Xbox was going to be doing a lot this year at Gamescom. Like they needed to make up for lost ground. Right. And I knew they were going to do that, which was a smart move on them because they need Europe right now. They're doing bad out there. They need it out there. They need to convince fans. And from what I've after the event, from what they said, the pre-order numbers went up by a lot. So that's a good sign.
Good. I was satisfied. The one thing that I liked the most about what Xbox did was the tons and tons and tons of new IPs. That was what was huge. Dragon Scale, awesome. I love what they did with it. And what was the other game? Tomb Raider. They didn't show anything more. I mean, actually, no. You know what? They did show more because they haven't showed her attacking like she did, and I loved how she just went through the camp. That was awesome. That was really, really good what they did.
The survival and everything in this one. The survival in Tomb Raider and everything's going to be insane in this one. Like, you have to eat and all that stuff. It's crazy, man, what they're doing with Tomb Raider.
What else did we have in there?
Quantum Break.
All right. Bear with me with this. I don't go off of how good a game looks just by a few actions that they make. I go off of the history of what they showed several times. You know what I mean? Like, they keep showing us something new.
Yeah.
This isn't the first thing that they've showed of Quantum Break, but this is the first thing they showed of actual gameplay.
Yeah.
I am extremely nervous for Quantum Break because they've kept it so under wraps. Now, this could be good and this could be bad. It just scares me. I'm not saying it's a bad thing that they have. I'm just saying it scares me. But what brought it back a little bit was they have a big actor that's in it. They have a lot of good actors that are going to actually be in the game. Yeah. So, but because of the show. So it looks like it's going to be a very strong show. It looks like, and I'm not saying this because of the actor that's in it, it looks like they're going to go the Fringe route. I'm a little nervous with the Fringe route because of how Fringe ended up turning out at the end.
Yeah.
I love Fringe. Fringe was one of my favorite shows. It was really good, but it just started getting, like, you can tell they were running out of ideas, and they were just starting to throw shit together. They got to be careful with this Quantum Break, because the time travel thing is, it's such a sensitive thing. People get so... you can easily mess up. Just put it that way. You can easily mess up on when it comes to time travel. I mean, what did you think about the Quantum Break? Like, where do you think it lies with? Do you think it's going to do good because of what they showed, or where are you?
Well, I'm not basing off of what they showed. Like, when I did see the trailer and the gameplay for it, that got me into it more. But I understand exactly what you're saying, because the thing about time, anything with time in it, whenever you're rewinding and fast forwarding, there's always that thing that people can complain and say, "Oh, I'm pretty much unlimited. I can never get killed because I can keep rewinding," which makes the game easy. But after playing games like Alan Wake, I don't know if you ever played Alan Wake, Dan, but
I haven't got the chance.
Same people made it.
Yeah, I haven't got the chance yet.
Yeah, so the same people made it, and Alan Wake, people, if you ever go on and look up requested games that like Xbox fans want, Alan Wake's one of them, because it was such a perfect storytelling, cutscene showing type game. Like, it was almost so good in the game that, like, when a cutscene was happening, you didn't know that you were playing the game. Like, you would have to, they'll be walking, and all of a sudden, like, he'll get hit, and you don't know you're supposed to press X or press Y. It would just happen because it was moving so smooth and good. After seeing the gameplay, I already had high hopes in Quantum Break, but after seeing the gameplay, I'm a little more interested, because I actually, like you just said, it was kept under wraps so much, so I started not really caring about it too much. Like, it was almost like, it's just another good game that will probably get sales. It's okay. It's whatever. Maybe it ends up being another Watch Dogs. That's what I was thinking. But after seeing the gameplay,
I don't think anything could be like that.
Yeah. I mean, and then doing exactly. But what it was, what I mean by that is that Watch Dogs hype was through the roof.
No,
I mean, they were talking about.
In that one, I want to know whose fault that was. Was it the publisher's fault? Did the publisher start talking? Not publisher. The publisher start talking about this game could do more than what it could really do, or was it?
The publisher had told people that it was going to potentially be the future Assassin's Creed. But and when you tell people something like that, you're automatically expecting the future.
But not even just that. It became something that they weren't advertising, because they advertised a lot. And the only reason why I know that was because I was one of those ones that got sucked in. And I don't get sucked in by shit people say, but they had me. So I'm wondering if it was their fault, or if it was the fault of the actual programmers, the developers. They said, hey, we're going to be able to do all this stuff. And then when it came down to it, all of a sudden they're like, yeah, remember when we said we could do this? Well, we couldn't. You know what I mean? So, but anyways, I could understand that, because I felt the same way about Quantum Break. Actually, I thought they were going to pull it, because I'm like, we literally haven't heard anything. Like,
and
anything.
for them to skip out of E3, which is the biggest stage, made me even more scared. And
yeah.
The only thing that gave me hope was that's why. Let me explain something. What Phil Spencer's doing with Xbox, I've said this multiple times, and I'm gonna keep saying it, because what that guy is doing with Microsoft right now, he's the reason Microsoft is slowly being saved. Well, not Microsoft, Xbox is slowly being saved, because this guy, he gives credit to PlayStation when they're doing well. When Bloodborne was selling well, he gave credit and said, that's how I want our games to be. I want us to have solo great games like that. If someone's made enough to do that and they're on a complete different system, I already give them credit. Then with Banjo-Kazooie, he was talking about in Smash Brothers, he was saying, I wish that Banjo could fit into Smash Brothers, because that's where he was from.
Right.
Like, he's from Nintendo. So and for someone to say that and have that much honor to another system and saying, oh, I want to get crossovers here and there, even though it's like almost impossible, for him to say that, I give him credit. And when he said what he did for Quantum Break and Scalebound, in Crackdown, he said at E3, people were saying, we want to see these games. He said, trust me, fans. I'm not making mistakes that were made in the past. I'm going to show you guys these games, but on a different platform, because we have a lot of games being shown at E3, which we knew how good E3 was, and then you get Gamescom, and it was like watching E3 again. So, I mean, he's doing a really good job with Xbox, and I think it couldn't be in better hands right now. And to bring Quantum Break and Scalebound on its own platform was really smart, because they both look beautiful, and they both look like great games. And even Crackdown 3 looks really great. The fact that the whole city is 100% destructible,
right,
is crazy to me. Like when you shoot somebody, and if you kick somebody and they go to the building like Dragon Ball Z style, but with guns, you kick somebody and they go through a building, the whole building collapses and can kill their whole like. That's cool to me to add to a game, and I've never been a big person on Crackdown, but that's crazy to add for me.
Yeah. So to go through the list, Tomb Raider, Quantum Break, Halo 5, Scalebound, and Crackdown are the only games that they mentioned in the chat room right now that are Xbox exclusives, which is still a lot. Siege, Just Cause 3 and Homefront are actually multi-platform. So when consoles display those games that are multi-platform, I don't pay attention to it. Like, it's not that I don't pay attention to it.
I hate it.
No, it's not that I don't pay attention to it. I just don't give whatever console that showed that game credit, only because of the fact that it's not your game. You know what I mean? So
I hate that. That's why, again, I told you at E3 this year, I said, when you asked me who won out of Xbox and PlayStation, I think they both gave some ill exclusives and stuff, but the thing I didn't like that PlayStation did was that they did what Xbox usually does. And Xbox always shows multi-platform, whether it's Call of Duty, Assassin's Creed, Batman, Arkham Knight, and it was like this year Sony said, we're going to do that. And that's exactly what they did this year. And I'm like, they're usually not known for that. That's what we do. And when I seen their Gamescom this year, I said, everything was good, but here comes the multi-platforms. I knew they would come in. I said, I don't want to see Homefront. I don't care how good of a game it is. It's not for the Xbox, so don't show it at an all Xbox supposedly event. Put that in its own category. Make another thing for it. Don't put it with Xbox. I hate that. That aggravates me the most. I'm telling you right now.
I think
pisses me off.
I think during E3 they did a good job. Your boy wants shout out at Eli. Shout out to Eli. Yeah. So E3, I think everyone did a very good job at showing exclusives. I think this was the most exclusives we've seen in a long time. I do agree with certain games. You do have to narrow it down. Don't make it. My whole thing is, don't make it like this game is a big deal, and then make it like it's a PlayStation exclusive, and also be like also for Xbox. You know what I mean? Like it makes you look silly. Yeah. But I mean, what are you supposed to do? You know what I mean? Like, it's just I find who you to blame on that? Really, the game, or do you blame the company? But some of these though, what they do is they put extras. Say, I'm trying to think of a game. That's the reason why I'm pausing. I think they're doing it for Xbox. Fallout 4, you're going to be able to do a couple extra things in
the mods.
Oh, the mods. That's right. It was the weapon mods. You're going to be able to do the weapon mods. You can't do that for PlayStation. So that is cool, and they do have the right idea by doing that. But
I don't mind that.
But that kind of makes it a little frustrating with me. Then when I usually do that, I'm like, then why didn't you just make it for that system? But then again, they got to make money. So developers are getting a lot smarter in that sense, where they're like, hey, we need to make some money. What's the best way we can make money? Let's push it for both systems. But let's make it so because you want one of the companies to push you. So Xbox is saying, you know what? If you make exclusive content for Xbox, we'll push you at E3. So that's where the companies become so. So I guess that is the new breed of how things are done, and I don't hate it. It's just frustrating when you see this and they show like they made a big deal about the Crackdown, and which is going to be Xbox only, which is great, which I think is going to be Xbox only.
And Windows 10 now, because Windows 10's with it. So
right, and that's here, there. PC doesn't count. But like Homefront, they made a big deal about this thing at Homefront, and I'm like, awesome. I can pick it up for PS4. You know what I mean?
And that's the thing, Vin. I agree with exactly what you just said. If I put it in terms as PlayStation actually did that with Arkham Knight. They showed Arkham Knight. It came out with an extra story mission. So this is the thing. If you're gonna advertise something on your system, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with you showing a multi-platform game, but if you're gonna do that, let it be where you guys got something exclusive with it. Like, perfect example is Nintendo. As bad as they was this year, one thing they did that was cool was doing the whole Skylander thing. Now, that's on all systems, but if I get it on Nintendo, I get to play Bowser, Donkey Kong, and Baby Bowser. That's a reason to show it, because your system made something big with it. So if you tell me, for instance, Kingdom Hearts 3 is coming out for all the systems, which I don't. If I was PlayStation, I would not let.
Such a disappointment.
If I was PlayStation, I would be like, no.
When I see titles like that go cross-platform, I get so pissed off.
It shouldn't. As much as I play Xbox, I remember I played PlayStation first. Those are the type of games where they shouldn't be crossing over. And the thing about it is, if it's what I'm gonna do for PlayStation, I'm gonna say, okay, you guys got the game, whatever. But if you get it on PlayStation, guess what? You get to use cloud in the game or something that throws everybody off, that makes you feel more like getting it on that system. You know what I mean? Like, if you're gonna show multi-platform games, give fans a reason that you advertise it. Give us a reason or an explanation on why you advertise that game for all the platforms. But yeah, like I said, I mean, Homefront, seeing that I didn't care about, and I played the original one. It's okay. I didn't care about seeing Homefront. It wasn't exclusive. I didn't care about I love Star Wars Battlefront. I'm gonna play the game, but it's not exclusive. Actually, the funny part is PlayStation's gonna have more exclusive stuff than the Xbox is on.
Oh, what, Battlefront? So, man, the more I see that game, I'm just.
It looks better and better. Yeah, it looks better and better, man.
And that game is going to break right. There's the end of this year and next year, beginning of next year, is such an incredible library. And like, I think I heard someone say, well, you know, what's coming out for new games? There's nothing exciting. Like, have you not paid attention? Like, the best library that they've come up with yet is actually coming out at the end of this year. Like, what are you, following Nintendo or something? Like,
exactly that. That's what it has to be. You're following Nintendo.
Yeah, I think you're following the wrong console. Like, I'm not too sure. You might want to go check your library again. But, I mean, I think that's why I'm really happy with this year's E3. I couldn't be any more excited to go to PAX next year. I'm absolutely pumped.
I'm trying to go with you this time.
Yeah, we're gonna get a small store. Actually, I gotta invite you to the group. I think we might have to get 2 hotel rooms this year. I don't think one's gonna be enough because I think we're up to 10 people. So we're gonna have to get double the rooms this year, which is whatever. And I'm working on something with a couple people. We might get an event going on Thursday to help boost the show and the lounge and stuff. Get this big Smash event to happen on Thursday. But I'm not saying too much about that because that's still in development. So, but yeah, I say all in all, what did you hear anything else at Gamescom? I gotta say this Gamescom to me, it wasn't interesting, and I don't know why. You know what I mean? Like, it didn't seem like it was covered all that well. I don't think you heard much about it. I was hoping Nintendo would come with something. They didn't.
Well, I think that's why it wasn't heard about as much. Me and you was talking about that. I think when one system's gonna be pretty much running the whole, it doesn't matter what system. I think even if it was just PlayStation or even if it was just Nintendo, when you hear it's just one system, the only people that are gonna really watch are the ones that really care about that system. I don't care if like, for instance, we know October, the one in Paris is coming up with PlayStation. I will watch and I will hear from you about it, but me watching it might not be likely unless they say they're going to show Final Fantasy VII or Horizon. Then I'm going to watch. But other than that, that's an event you would most likely watch. And if Nintendo fans know about it, they're most likely not going to watch that. They're going to most likely say, we'll wait for something Nintendo. Let us get one of our little Nintendo Directs and we'll watch that. Like, I don't even watch those anymore. You know what I mean? So, like,
with me though, like, I used to watch Gamescom all the time, like, aggressively.
Yeah.
And with Sony not being there, it wasn't like so much of a disappointment. It was just like, I felt like Gamescom just didn't. Microsoft was really the only place that really did a conference, and then the rest of the conference, you're scratching your head like, why are they doing a conference? Like
Yeah,
Black Ops, like why are you doing a conference? Like I just,
which was horrible, by the way.
yeah, and I didn't even watch it because I'm like, I'm not gonna waste my time. Like, what are you gonna show me the same things that Advanced Warfare has? Like, thanks.
Yeah, I watched it. It's not. Let me say this. Black Ops 2 wasn't bad. Black Ops 2 was okay.
Black Ops 2 is when things started to go bad, when you realize, wow, this game isn't changing.
Yeah, and it's like me and my nephew was talking about the other day. We said the only reason why I don't play Call of Duty, it's not about it being repetitive, because people get mad in 2K and FIFA. They're repetitive games. They add new stuff and better graphics. My problem with Call of Duty is it's almost like it's not about you being skilled at shooting. It's about who can pull the trigger faster. Okay. And it takes the skill away from, like, I've seen kids that are 12 years old beat people that are 30, 40 years old that master this game, because it's about that quick trigger finger. Your son, you got kids and I have kids. Our kids will probably beat us in Call of Duty if they sat there. I would never let them play, but if they sat there and played, they would probably be able to beat us just because they have a quicker reflex than we do. You know, like, that's what pisses me off about Call of Duty. It seems like, what's the point of getting guns and upgrades if you can beat me with a pistol? And I got a daggone FAMAS shotgun with a daggone laser scanner on it, and it's not killing you in one shot, but your pistol's killing me in one shot. No, I'm good, man.
Yeah, kind of like the 15-year-old that just won $1.2 million at the DOTA.
Yeah,
championship.
You just said exactly what I was about to say. The kid's set for the rest of his life for having quicker reflexes.
Oh,
that's
man.
Unbelievable. There's no strategy. Like, at least Rainbow Six, when that comes out, you have to be strategic in that game. You have to work as a team. And when you die, you're dead. There is no sprint running around like an idiot. It's strategy.
Yeah.
And that's what I like. So I don't want people to think we don't like shooters.
No.
It's that we don't like the same shooters, like playing the same game over and over again. And Rainbow Six is changing that, because they're adding tactical and going through freaking windows and going through floors and rescuing a hostage and giving you an objective. That's what an Army game should be like.
Right.
That's exactly what an Army game should be like.
Oh, man. Yeah, it's insane. But was there anything else at Gamescom other than that?
I mean, you pretty much mentioned the big ones. I mean, I never really got your opinion. I wish Chris was on here right now. I never really got your opinion on Skillbound too well. Like, I never really got your take on that game in general.
I like it.
Feel about
I like it. I wasn't surprised by what they showed, because it was what I was anticipating for a game. I was impressed. I was like, oh, good. It's doing what they said, what I thought it was going to be. So, in that sense, I was happy to see that. I wasn't disappointed by any means. I wasn't shocked. No, you know what? The thing I was shocked about was you're able to fight with your dragon. I was
surprised by that.
I didn't know what to think about with the dragons. So,
do you remember I predicted that, Van? I remember last week I told you guys, I said they need to add an effect almost like your Batmobile and Arkham Knight, where you're fighting and, like, in the middle of a combo, you can, like, press a button and send the enemy up to your Batmobile and they get shot. And I said they need to do something like that. And from what I've been seeing play on it earlier, and it actually showed the customization of the dragon and the customization of the main character. Mm-hmm. And that even got me more and more into it. But it wasn't, I agree with you, it wasn't a shock to me, because when we were talking about, me, you, and Chris came up with what the game was going to pretty much be. And seeing how he fights, like having the Ninja Gaiden fighting style he has, and having your dragon, I guess you can never control your dragon until he learns how to fly him later in the game. Mm-hmm. But your dragon's always at command. So it makes the AI and how you fight, it remembers. So if you order your dragon and keep doing fire attacks on an opponent, the enemy remembers that and they send it to the other enemies. And what ends up happening is when you go to fight them and you tell your dragon to do this, the enemy can pin your dragon down and you have to pretty much save it. And I think that's a real interesting thing to add to the game. I think that was cool to do.
Yeah, I mean, I like it a lot. The graphics. See, when it comes to graphics, we're at a point, we're not hitting a wall, but it's just one of the things you don't look at anymore. It's not the first thing you're like, wow, it visually looks really good. Like, yeah, it should. You know, so that's not one of the first things I pick up. But when I say it visually looks good, I think they did a very good job mixing in a lot of modern times with dragons, you know, so they did a very good job mixing that future and past type of feel to it. So thought they did a good job with that. It was very Final Fantasy-ish, because Final Fantasy,
what I got from it.
Yeah, Final Fantasy does that very, very well. They're able to mix time frames together and kind of make their own kind of thing. So to see that was really, really cool. The details were awesome. You do get better feel on details, which is really good. Like playing Batman, the way the wings flap, not his wings, but his cape flaps in the air while he's flying through, still is astounding. Yeah, astounding.
Unbelievable to me. Even you ever look at like the little water puddles that are around and see like the light of the building reflecting off of, like, Batman to me is probably the best up to date game that I look at when I'm playing them. I can't believe how the Batman games look when I'm playing them.
Yeah.
I'm in complete awe when I watch Batman games.
Yeah. So it's even like it's so funny. Just I'm flying the building. I'm watching his cape flap with like rain bouncing off it and stuff. I'm just like, wow, that looks fun. Yeah, man, that looks awesome.
Crazy. It's crazy.
Yes.
It makes you want every game look like that. That's the problem. It makes you wish that every game can look like Batman. It gets kind of messed up because, like I said, all the games I got on my one, I'll be playing them. And I'm like, it just doesn't feel like Arkham Knight. And I'm like you have to find another game that can match up or compare to it after you play it. Like, you said you're going to try Type O. I have to try something now because Batman is just a perfect game to me, to be honest. So it's hard, man. But Scalebound, I like what they're doing with it. I agree with you how they mixed the worlds together. I think that's cool. And like I told you guys, I had a feeling it was going to be like the Horizon for the Xbox One, which Horizon, was after, but I knew that it was going to be similar to that. But Horizon, you're fighting robots, and this one you're using a dragon. You know what I'm saying? So I'm excited for it. There's a lot of games coming out this year, to be honest. I don't know who told you where the games are, but they had to be Nintendo fans because there's a million games coming out between now and next year. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, I'm extremely happy with the lineup of games. I think they're doing a great job. Not just the lineup of games, like exactly how. What's the best way to say it? Not just that they're coming out with games, but that they're coming out with new IPs.
Yeah.
And not just IPs that we've been hearing about for years, like new IPs that just came up. Dragon Scales only heard about like last year, which was cool. What's the one for PlayStation? I'm trying to think of the one for PlayStation with the girl that they showed. Horizon, yeah. Brand new. Brand new. We never heard about that game before, so that was awesome to see that. So we got a good lineup of games, and as a gamer, it's fun to see that, that still exists, that they're not trying to keep recycling the same bullshit over and over again, or make a new game that is actually a break off of another game. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, yeah, they tried it with Watch Dogs, it failed. But I feel Watch Dogs, they made it too much futuristic, more serious Grand Theft Auto is what they tried to do. It was like Grand Theft Auto meets Stasis X, and it just didn't work. That's another game that we haven't even talked about that I am super excited for.
Oh, yeah.
Super excited for. I hope they fix the small things that were frustrating in the first one. Luckily, the game still had me attached because the story is so awesome and it had so much potential, but there were a lot of small little factors that drove me nuts. I felt it was very stiff. I don't feel like it was very movable. It was stuck. It was a shittier version of Metal Gear, but just a lot more gameplay.
Yeah.
That's how I kind of felt. That was trying to be Metal Gear, but it couldn't get there. It tried to be Metal Gear and Fallout, like with decision making and stuff like that. But again, I love the game. I'm not shitting on the game at all. I absolutely love the game. It's just, I think there's a few things that they could make. So if this game comes out and it plays exactly like the other one, I'm going to say, I'm going to give it a bad view because it's like you're supposed to move on and improve those things that you couldn't do. So,
Yeah.
but I love the upgrades. I loved doing all the upgrading to your body and stuff like that. That was cool. It was a hard game. Like, it wasn't super hard. It wasn't the hardest game I played, but it got to be a pain in the ass sometimes.
Yeah.
But a lot of it too, you just had to do a lot of hiding. Like, you did a lot of running and hiding, and that's how you beat it. So I guess in a sense it wasn't crazy hard, but there were certain ones that, like, you had to not be seen. If you were seen, you got killed. So yeah, but
that's
yeah, good game though. Good game overall.
yeah.
Was there any other topics that you wanted to cover about Gamescom or even miscellaneous?
No, not really. I mean, we pretty much covered all this stuff. I'm real. Like I said, we're both real happy. We're happy gamers right now. Chris too.
Yeah.
We're all happy gamers, and I'm proud for the lounge right now. I'm real happy to hear. When you text me that, I was like a little kid, man. I got so happy because, that doesn't like me and you talked about. It doesn't happen as much no more.
Right.
To get players for that are number one from anywhere. I don't care if it was in the city. To get player number one in Massachusetts is really, really, really great to hear. And I'm gonna try to make it to one of those, like I told you on Fridays.
Yeah, Fridays are tough. So
things to do, but yeah. But I'm just glad it's doing what it's doing. And we gotta talk more about that Gears of War one that we're planning.
Yes, yeah. Also, you got to come by last Saturday. I don't know if you're up on Saturday. Saturday, we hooked up the Wii. It was kind of guinea rigged a little bit, but we got it worked. And we were playing Wario Smooth Moves, and that was fun. We had
oh, that's my game.
Yeah, we had some good competition going on with that. So I'm gonna end up doing that a lot more because it was fun. Everyone had fun. So I'm gonna have Rock Band nights. I'm gonna shut off the lights and hook up the Xbox to like the surround sound system and just let people pick songs and just rock out and stuff. So do DJ Hero or something. Do Dance Dance. Not Dance Dance, but Just Dance games, Dance Central, stuff like that, and just make it a fun night, like group gaming nights, because those are what makes gaming really fun. So
yep.
So I'm gonna do that a little bit more often. Make them Saturday nights, Saturday late nights. Make a tournament earlier, and then have that type of stuff going on later on at night. So cool stuff since we're open till 11, But that is it for today, I'd say. I think that's wraps us up. So make sure you check us out every Monday. Same time, same channel, 7 o'clock, 7 to 8. This Wednesday, we have our normal Sudden Death Smash show from 8 to 9 with VP and Javier, which is Rabbit. Sponsored by Boneheads and PDP Products. Then this Friday is our regular weekly. And Saturday, this Saturday, I'm going to do another, I think I might do Mario Party. I think I'm going to do Mario Party for the Wii, which was Mario Party 9? Was that Mario Party 9?
For the Wii, yep, Mario Party 9, yeah.
So,
with the party bus.
Yep. So, I'm going to push out some advertisements for that, so that way everyone comes in. And maybe I'll do a door charge and sell some pizza too, so we'll have to wait and see. So, but that's it for our show today. And we'll catch you guys next week, and hopefully Chris will be able to do a full show. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good night. Peace.
I thought my computer was the worstest, man. Chris might be a league ahead of me, man.
This is awful. Later, guys.
Yeah, man, I think Mario Party would be really good.